What it do to all my free game people, man? To all of my motherfucking FNB people out there. Today, I want to talk to y'all about fear. And fear is something that's real. Let me turn these off real quick. I want to talk to y'all today about fear. Now, my nigga, fear is something that's so interesting to me because it does a hell of a lot. Like, and you got to understand, not only is it such an interesting thing to me because it does so much, but it's also interesting because you have to know how to recognize when thought patterns is based out of fear and when it's based out of logic. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because it's such a thin line. Feel me? And the reason I say it's such a thin line, because a lot of your fears have been made from a logic, from some form of logic. You know what I'm saying? When I did this before, this happened, so I shouldn't do it again. So you create a fear, that's in a sense, that is a logic that makes sense, you know? So fear is such an interesting fucking thing and concept because it is actually based out of logic for the most part. Sometimes it's just based out of nonsense and just imagination, but like, it can be based out of logic, and that's what can make it so confusing on recognizing when it's just fear or when you just like, you know, logically thinking that you shouldn't do some shit and you having that logical worry. It's hard to really do that, to really understand it until you truly analyze your fears, y'all. Right now, I'm bordering on a decision for myself, something that I want to do, something that I've been wanting to do for a while, something that I've attempted to do and failed at multiple times, or not even necessarily failed at, just attempted to do and it just didn't go in my favor. And I'm faced with this opportunity again. And this time the opportunity kind of came to me in a sense. I didn't necessarily force it, it just came my way. And I feel like thinking about doing it and taking that chance, I feel scared, y'all. I'm gonna be 100. I feel fear. I feel nervous. I feel worried. Like, what if I don't do good at it? What if I'm not right? What if I don't do it right? What if I take the wrong steps? What if it's a whole bunch of what ifs, you know? Because of the fact that I'm understanding that I'm basing this, that all my thoughts about this decision, opportunity is based out of fear, or it's based out of what ifs, I know it can't be logic. You know, logic isn't based off of what ifs. So I've recognized that it's fear. But so now that I've recognized that it's fear, what do you do about that? What steps do you take now that you know, my nigga, you scared to do some shit, or you scared to fail at some shit, or you just feeling the fear? What do you now do? And as much as fear can build such complex thoughts that will stop you from doing so much shit, my nigga, the simplest solution to fear is to just do it. Shout out Nike. I ain't getting paid, but I think Nike got the best motherfucking quote / saying of all time, because that's the simplest solution to almost all your problems, and fear being one of them. My nigga, the only way to conquer a fear is to just face it. You can't think your way out of fear. At least for me. I think I have a problem of trying to think my way out of shit. And sometimes it works. You know, sometimes, you know, I'm a smart young man, so sometimes I think of some shit and it'll really work to think my way out of a problem. But see, fear is not one of those problems. You trying to think your way out of the problem, you're going to think your way deeper into it. The only way to truly ever deal with any fears is to face it. I don't give a fuck who it is, what it is, what it is to do, who it is that you got to step up to. Any other thing, fear, the only thing that will ever counteract that is to do it. You can't, you know what I'm saying? People don't become brave just because one day they woke up and chose to be brave. You ain't born that way, my nigga. I truly feel that the bravest motherfuckers be damn near just as scared as you. They just know how to handle it better. You think them UFC fighters be going in that bitch not worried to get fucked up? You know what I'm saying? And them probably some of the bravest motherfuckers out there. You think a soldier who go out and shoot and kill niggas, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go into the nuance and the details of that shit, because that's whole different. But the idea of bravery, you think these niggas gain bravery and they just don't be feeling nervous to go out there and risk their life, but they do it anyway. And if you want to do anything, fear is the biggest thing you have to conquer. That's your biggest enemy, because fear turns you against yourself. If you want to do anything, period, it ain't got to be nothing as big as being a fucking UFC fighter or you know what I'm saying, starting a business, my nigga. But if you want to do anything worthwhile, fear is your biggest enemy. You know? Because like I said, when you have a fear, it's turning you against you. And that's not what you want. You don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, the reason that you are your own worst enemy, because you is the only person that can really stop you. There is nobody who can actually stop you from doing anything but you. Literally. Like, even if you come from the worst of circumstances, you can still do whatever you want. The only thing that genuinely stops anybody from doing anything ever is themselves. Unless out of nowhere. Don't get me wrong. I understand there is exceptions to this. I'm not saying it like niggas is just, there isn't no obstacles outside of yourself. I'm not saying that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, fear turns you against you. And you are your greatest enemy, because you know all your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know exactly what thoughts to think in order to think you out of some shit. So when you turn against yourself like that, it's like you putting yourself, you know, putting yourself in that idea of fear and trying to fight against yourself is like trying to score a basket on motherfucking Kawhi Leonard in the finals type shit. My niggas, like, it's a tough ass task. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, trying to motherfucking go against yourself when you are filled with fear. It's like trying to score on the 1 yard line with Ray Lewis right in front of you on some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, it's like, I'm trying to think. It's like trying to swim against Michael Phelps, my nigga. Let me think of some other shit. Nigga, it's like you thinking you about to throw a quarter into a vending machine from a mile away. That's how hard it is to achieve some shit when you're going against yourself in a fear-based mindset. It's hard as a bitch. You will never get around it, because your mind knows exactly what potholes to think, or not even what potholes, what thoughts to think to put you deeper in that mindset of fear. You are your own worst enemy, and that is why, because you know yourself better than anybody. See what I'm saying? So y'all gotta get out of that shit, man, because I'm getting out of it right now. I'm scared as hell about to do this shit just because I'm scared, just because I feel the fear. Who knows? I might be good at it, you know, or I might not be. I don't know until I find out, you know. But free game, man. I love y'all. I'm out of here.